Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and welcome. Hey, if you're gearing up for your food science exams and, feeling that pressure, then you have come to the perfect place. Think of this explainer as your secret weapon to help you really nail some of those tougher topics and walk into that exam with confidence.
Okay, let's just dive right in. We all know how it goes. Food science is absolutely fascinating, but let's be real, the exams can be a bit of a nightmare. You're trying to wrap your head around these really complex processes, multi-step procedures, and just a ton of technical English terms. It can be tough to show the examiner what you actually know, right?
Does this look familiar? Just staring at pages of flowcharts and definitions, wondering, how am I ever going to memorize all of this? Look, we've all been there. That pressure to remember every little detail perfectly when the clock is ticking, man, it's intense. But don't you worry, there are some really powerful ways to get a handle on it all.
And that's exactly our plan. We're going to tackle this together. In this session, we'll break down some key exam topics using really clear, bilingual techniques. And this isn't about rote memorization. It's about really getting the concepts so they just click when you're sitting in that exam hall. All right, first up, let's tackle a really common exam question, the process breakdown. Examiners just love to ask you to explain a whole production process from A to Z. So we're going to take apart butter production, it's a classic, and see exactly how to structure your answer to get those top marks. So you might look at this and think it's super complicated, but really you can boil it all down to 6 clear steps. You start with separating the cream and you end with working and salting. But here's a tip. For your exam, you need to zoom in on step 4, churning. This is where the magic happens, you guys. It's that amazing transformation from a liquid cream to solid butter, and you can bet that examiners love to ask about it. And that magic has a name, a really important scientific name. Phase inversion, or Deschapporivertam. You want to have this definition locked and loaded for your exam. It's basically the moment when the cream, which is a bunch of tiny fat droplets floating in water, an oil and water emulsion, flips. The churning smashes those fat globules together until they form butter, and all the watery stuff, the buttermilk, gets squeezed out. Understanding that is absolutely key. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. We just looked at a step-by-step process. But what about topics where you just have to, well, memorize a big list of things? Food spoilage is a perfect example. It's a different kind of challenge, so you know what? We're going to need a different set of tools. So here they are, the 7 main reasons food goes bad. Everything from tiny microbes to just time. An exam question might ask you to list and explain, say, 3 or 5 of these. Now, trying to recall a list like this under pressure is tough, so as I go through them, I want you to do something for me. Pay really close attention to the first letter of those first 6 terms. Just saying, there's a little trick hidden in there. Let's start with the big one, microbial growth, or onujiverbriddhi. This is all about those bacteria, yeasts, and molds having a party on your food. But check this out. Let's break down the word microorganism itself. It comes from the Greek mikros, which means small, and organon, which means tool. See? When you break it down, it's not just some random scary science word anymore. It actually makes sense, and that's a fantastic trick for any tough term. So, remember that list? How do you recall it when it really counts? Here it is, your exam day lifesaver. MECPTT. It stands for microbial, enzymatic, chemical, physical, pests, and temperature abuse. Simple, right? And of course, the 7th cause is that other T, time. A simple little tool like this can be a total game changer and save you so much stress. Now, if you really want to ace this topic, organizing the info into a table is the way to go. This is perfect for that last-minute revision right before you walk in. It lets you clearly see how microbial growth leads to toxins, while chemical reactions can lead to something like rancidity. This helps you compare and contrast, which is a skill that will definitely impress your examiner. So let's take a step back. What have we really been doing here? We haven't just learned about butter and spoilage. No. What we've actually been doing is building a toolkit. Think of these methods as your personal exam mastery toolkit, something you can pull out and use for any difficult subject you're studying. All right, let's quickly recap the tools in your new kit. First, always break down those big, scary processes into simple, bite-sized steps. Second, use mnemonics to lock in lists. Third, analyze root words to make sense of weird terminology. Next, use those bilingual terms to really deepen your understanding. And finally, put it all on a table for a quick, easy review. These 5 strategies will make your study time so much more effective.
I really hope this has been super helpful for you. You now have a framework not just for these topics, but for any challenge that comes your way in your studies. With these tools, you can approach any subject with a whole new level of confidence. So the real question is, now that you have the tools, which complex topic are you going to master next? Go get them. Best of luck with your exams.